You are welcome to my second class on this web design. Today we are going to continue from our previous class where we have the home, about us, contact, and all those informations. Now we are going to work on this front page. We are going to give this home, about us, a background color, except that we are going to read it. So for me to give it a background color here, I have to go to my CSS. There is the CSS code here. So from here, you can see the menu here. Then what I'll do is that I'll just copy this aspect. I'll copy this place, Ctrl C. Then I'll go down, press enter, Ctrl V. Then I also going to put LI. Then open the bracket here and close it. So this LI that I'm using is called list item. You can see it in the code here. If I go to this place, you can see the LI, which is the list item, and each of these list items affect each of them. Like the home now, this is its own list. Like the about us, contacts, news, FAQ, they all have LI. So that's why we are using it here in this other page, which is the LI. So anything I'm going to do here is going to affect all the whole row. It will affect all this row. So how do I use it now? I'll go to CSS. Then after copying the menu under list items, from here I'll just press enter and look for back color. You can see the back color. I'll double click the back color. This time I'm using red. When I type red, the computer will look for red for me. Then I'll put my semicolon. If I go back to the design again, I'll see that it's having a red back color. And this red, I can try to reduce, I can try to put a kind of a borderline. The borderline here is very important and useful because it's the borderline that we use to divide it when we are having home, about us, contact. So the borderline is compulsory. Make sure that you always put it. How do I put the borderline? Let us go back to our CSS again and look at the CSS code. This is the one that we use for the red background. Since we want to put a kind of a borderline, we just press enter and type border. This is the border. Double click the border. Double click on the border. Then the thickness of the border, I don't want it to be too thick. That's why I'm using 1 pix. Then I also want the border to be thick, so I'll put solid. Then after solid, I'll now put white because the white will show white. Then I'll now close the symbol. If I go and look at it here now, I'll see that it will have a border. You can see the borderline there. So this borderline is compulsory and it's necessary for us to use it. So from here now, this background, I can reduce the width of this background because it's very long from here to this place. So I'll reduce the width by going back to my CSS. I'll just press enter. Then I look for WD, which is the width here. I can make the width like 120 or 130, depending on how I want it. Enter. So you can see that this width will affect the background color. The background color will be around 120. Let us go and look at it from this place. You can see that it has reduced it to 120. We can also reduce it more. If we reduce it more, I think we will be in this place. Or let me make it like 100. If I go to this place, instead of using 120, I can reduce it to 100. That's the width of that background color. So if I go and look at it now, let me go to file. But make sure that you always save your work.
There's no P there, so there's no P.
Yes. 100 pix. So if I go and look at the background color now, I'll see that it has reduced. Reduce it. So let us go back to it again. Then the other one, if you look at the background there, you discover that it's somehow small. Just because of the size of the text. It's the size of the text that is used, that's why the height is like this. But on the website, we don't make use of height like this. We normally increase the height to be more than this. How do we increase the height? We just go back to that our CSS again. Then from this place now we press enter. Then look for height. So this height, I can double click the height. So I can make the height like 38 pixels. You can use 35, you can use 34, depending on you. So for me, I prefer using 38. Enter.
That's it.
Prefer using 38. sorry, I'm just not saying it clearly. This is 38 pixels. So if I go and look at it here now, you see that the height has increased. You can see that the height already increased. But the problem that we're having here is that the height, the text is in one corner, like left. So we are going to put this text in the middle of this background here, so that the text will be in this middle. For us to put the text in the middle, we have to write a CSS code for it. It's that CSS code that will make it be in the middle. So how to write the CSS code? Let us go back to CSS now. Then at this place, just first of all click on this place, then press enter on the keyboard. Then there's what they call line and text align. There's what they call text align. Do you see the text align? This text align have center. If I click on text align, I click on it, you can see the moment I click on text align, I will see the word center. If I click on the center, I will click the center, then I put my semicolon. So if I go and look at it from the page, I will see that the text will move to the center. You see it? But the problem that we're having here again is that the text is up. The text should be in the middle of this background. It should be in the middle here. It should be in the middle, but it's here. So we are going to write another CSS code. That is why this class has to do with writing of code. Although it's not easy to be writing code, but you just have to learn it and improve on it. Because for you to be good in computer, you will face a lot of challenges. The more you face your challenges, the more you overcome your challenges, at the end of the day, you discover that they are not that difficult. But initially, it's somehow difficult. Now, this CSS, now I want to place the text in the middle. So I'll go back to my CSS and I'll now type line height. So the moment I click on line height, so the height that I use here for the text, which is 38 pixels, that's what I will use for the line height. 38 pixels. Then I'll put my semicolon. This is semicolon. So if I go and check it now, you see that the text will move to the middle. I see that the text is in the middle again. I hope you still remember that is that white border. Yes. That's how we are having white here. Yes. So the next thing that we are going to do now is that we will place this text horizontally, because our in a drop down menu is always in form of horizontal. Look at it. This one is form of horizontal. So this one too should be in form of horizontal. So we have to go back to our CSS and write the code. The code is not difficult. The more you practice, the better. So when I press on enter, I will look for the word float. Then if I double click on float, then I'll look for the word left. Then I put my semicolon here. So if I go back to home, I'll see that the text is, do you see it? It's already in this position. You see that it's very easy and it's not that difficult. So the next stage, then I will go to file, then save all, because I have to be saving my work. So from the CSS, you can see float, make it horizontal. So that's all for this aspect. Then the next aspect that we are going to work on is looking at this place now. We want to change this color, because if you look at this color, it's blue and the background is red. Like me, I hardly see the content here, like about us, contact. I'm not seeing it clearly. For me to see this text clearly, I have to use I have to change the font of the text to a white background, a white text, because this one is blue. So for me to change to a white text, I have to go back to my CSS. Then I'll through with this first command. So I'll just copy this command, just like ascending. You are copying it. This is the first method. This is the second one. You can see if you look at this UI, it's seen in the second one. The only thing that I introduced is LI. So for me to do the third one, I'll just copy this place. I'll copy it, Ctrl C. Then I'll go down here, press enter. Then I'll just put Ctrl V. So I'll now introduce A to it. You see, it's just like sending from UI to ULI, then to ULI to A. You can see the way I'm breaking it down bit by bit. Then I'll now press enter. Then from here, I put this. Because I have to do it this way. Because if I try to put a color here, it will not work. So this is the code that this one requires. So this place now, for me to give it the background color, I'll just from here press enter and say color. You see the word color? Then from here now, I can now type white. Then semicolon. So if I go and look at it, the background, then I'll see that the text will be white. You can see that the text is white. And you can see the white text now. It makes it easy for me to read the content here, because with this white color I can see it clearly compared to when the color was blue. So now it's now white. But we also have problem here. If you look at this text, there's underline here.
Yes.
There's underline. So we have to remove this underline from this text. How do we remove this underline? For us to remove the underline, we have to go back to our CSS again.
Yes.
Then from this place, we press enter. Then there's what we call text decoration. I want to decorate my house. I want to decorate my farm. I want to decorate my car. So this is text decoration. If I double click on text decoration and I say no, this command text decoration is one that make it possible for the underline, for me to remove the underline. You can see that the underline is no more there. You see it? The underline is no more there. Very easy. It's very easy. So that's text decoration. Then the other aspect that I want to add, that's what they call display block. I want to give you a kind of a background that will be changing, but I don't want it to capture only the text alone. So I'll put this command, display block, semicolon. You see it? So the background that I want to use for the other one, I told that I was copying it. The thing is increasing from UL to ULI to ULIA. So the fourth one here, I'll just copy this one again. Control C. I'll go to the. You see how easy it is from here to display. Then I'll put column and over because I want to use a background that will be changing. So the command of over is for changing of background. Then I'll press enter. Then here I'll now put background color. Then I'm using green. Then I put my semicolon. Do you see the way I'm doing it? If you look at it, it's very easy to use. Then I'll now go to file. I'll go to file, say save one. So if I go to this place, for me to see the effect, I have to run this something by going to browser. Let me click on browser. Although this browser is not working very well, so I have to look for that browser to use. I have to look for that browser. So the other browser that I'm going to use, let me use Firefox. The Firefox 2 is not working very well, so I can go to the folder where I have it. This is the folder. This is CSS. I'll double click the folder. You see, you can see the background color is now working. You can see this line here. I use the border line to do this thickness. I hope you still remember how I arrived at this border line because I've seen a menu that does not have it. You see. I hope it's clear to this stage. Then we can capture this one as our second video.